Hey, it's Nemato. So, if you guys have been following me for a little bit, especially on social media, Instagram, whatnot, cat's been out of the bag for a while now. You already know this, but the mixing and mastering, engineering side of music is absolutely my passion project. And a couple months ago, I finally launched my own mixing and mastering webpage. So I just wanted to make this video kind of showing the webpage and how to go about submitting music through that if you're interested in having me work on some of your stuff at any point here in the future. But first, quick story. Back when I was first producing electronic music more than 10 years ago, right? Still a firm believer in the concept of sending your music to a mastering engineer, because it's the last opportunity to have a fresh set of ears step into the project you've been working on for days, weeks, months, years, and eternity. Hopefully not that long, but just make sure that everything sounds as good as possible prior to sending it to all the, digital platforms out there. And there were a couple songs that I sent to him, and I'm not going to name names, obviously. When I received them back, the one track in particular, it was like the most impactful or was supposed to be the most impactful moment of the song. It's like the limiter was just pushing too hard against the kick and the bass, and so as soon as it hits, the whole volume of the track ducks what felt like a good 3 or 4 decibels, and it lost all impact. So I sent him a message, and I'm like, hey, this kind of feels like a technical error to me, and he basically responded to me saying, okay, well, if that's how you want it, then I need you to lower, these aspects of your track and resubmit it, which I did, and then I received it back, and it was better, but it was still not even close. Now, the point of this story is, in music or really any art form, there is artistic interpretation, and what sounds good to one person may not sound good to another person. It's often the reason why you select one mastering engineer over another. It's not because one is better than the other. It's just maybe one has a particular style to their sound that you prefer when it comes to your music. And to me, that's not what happened here. There is a big difference with artistic interpretation and just straight up technical errors. I would never send a song back to a client that had a technical error like that and expect them to just be happy with the song. Moments like that where a limiter is absolutely crushing the sound or the sonic fidelity of your music that is supposed to have some kind of an impact on your audience, it's just not right. So I decided from that moment on, I just wasn't going to rely on any mastering engineers again. In hindsight, deciding that I was just going to be the sole person to work on my music from then on, for better or for worse, it forced me to start learning a lot of the engineering side of music. And the good news is I absolutely love it now. I think there's definitely something to be said for just focusing on making music, making as much music as you want to, because that's your passion, and not wanting to focus on what the crossovers are on a specific multi-band compressor, or what a certain saturator or EQ is doing when you plop it onto a channel and you don't even have any of the settings engaged or changed from the stock settings. That's the kind of stuff that I just happen to find very interesting, and I'm continuing to learn this stuff every day and striving to get better at this art form all the time. The group Chrome Coda, I've mentioned it before, Sarah and Eric, I'm kind of wrapping up working on their first album for them here, which I'll show you on the website here, but maybe in the near future I'll do a video or two just kind of showing maybe some of the techniques that I used. It was mainly stem mastering for a lot of the music that they were sending me. If I find anything particularly interesting or maybe helpful that I can detail with how I've been going about doing some of their music, I'll make a video detailing that. Last thing, just before we jump over to the webpage here, I just want to say thanks to all you guys. I've heard you. I know. I'm very humbled by the feedback you guys have given me. You're missing some of the Song from a Skiff videos, or even some of the just kind of like how I use it series I was doing on a lot of different Eurorack modules. And I promise we're gonna do more of that here in the future. Just the passion project here, it doesn't mean that it's taking over all of my music production. I'm always gonna be making music. It just kind of depends on how the mastering stuff goes, but it's definitely something that I'm interested in exploring, especially after working on all this music with Chrome Coda and starting to venture out and work on other people's music. Alright, let's check out the webpage. Okay, so we're going to swing over to nematomastering.com. When you get to the landing page, you'll see a relatively updated photo of the studio, with the exception here of the Wes Audio 1176 compressor that I recently got. I just got this side desk for a lot of my synthesizers, and because of that I had to move my patch bay from this side of the desk over to the left, so I had to unplug basically all of my analog equipment, order some longer cables, and yeah, I do this stuff so that hopefully some of you guys don't have to. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a wonderful picture of the back of my head. James Coffee Co. Life's too short to drink bad coffee. Sorry, Caribou and Starbucks, but that's like online instant mastering garbage. Let's scroll down a little further. I've got a link to a lot of the equipment that I use here in the studio, with the exception of the list of plugins here. I'm not going to detail every single plugin that I have in my collection, but these are a lot of the staples that I use in the majority of my mixing and mastering sessions. So you guys can kind of take a peek through that stuff. We swing back to the home page. Got some of the music, 2 tracks that have been released from Chrome Coda so far. More will be coming here in the near future, and just one of the songs that I recently finished of my own production, and then link to the YouTube channel and some of the links to my social media pages. So if we swing over to the services page, this is going to detail kind of the 3 different categories that I've divided things up into. I'll either do stereo mastering, just kind of the cheapest if you're confident in the mix down that you've created so far. Otherwise, there's stem mastering, which is primarily what I've been doing for Chrome Coda. Kind of branch things out into similar tracks, like all your drums, bass. Gives me a little bit more flexibility to kind of isolate certain elements of your mix, and just process some of those things separate instead of having to do it all on just one stereo audio file. And then lastly, I will be willing to also do mixing of an entire track as well. It's just going to cost a little bit more. So I've got some of the details as far as expectations for what I'd want you guys to provide me. But if we swing over to the shop page, it'll actually detail all the prices that I'm asking for to do this work. I'll give you a discount for any of these options if you want me to do more than 3 songs, with the exception of mixing, just because of the time length that can take sometimes. Now, like, the prices probably seem a little cheap, or at least I kind of hope that they feel a little bit cheap to you guys, because I'm not trying to price anybody out of this, just trying to build some of your trust, maybe give you guys an opportunity to just see if I can enhance some of your projects. So when you go in and actually purchase this, that's when you'll have the opportunity to receive an order number in the confirmation email, which will be required when you actually go to send me your music on the upload page here. And this is kind of the main thing that I wanted to point out when showing the website here. I'm only currently going to be doing external uploads, and by that I mean like an external upload server such as Google Drive, WeTransfer, kind of whatever you prefer, Dropbox, any of them will be fine, as long as you can share it with through the email address to me. I'm not going to have any kind of an internal upload server at this time. When you go to fill out this information, you'll add in the order number here, name of the song or whatever you like in there, and links to the files. Now, the main thing that I wanted to add on here that I'm interested in, if you do decide to send me your music, that's going to help me the most, is if you can send me reference tracks, and that could be some that could just have certain elements to the song that you particularly like. Maybe it's a vibe that you're going for, maybe it's a particular volume level that you're interested in having me try to get close to with mastering. Any of that information that you can provide me is just gonna help me in the process of trying to make sure that you're satisfied with the outcome of your song. And then in this last box here, you can maybe let me know things that you're currently unhappy about with the mix, or things that you're hoping that I can enhance in the mastering process for you. And I guess lastly, if you guys have any specific questions about anything related to my mastering process, you can either swing over to the contact page, send me a message through there, or feel free, you guys, to just drop me a message here on YouTube in the comments section. I'll do my best to answer any questions that you guys may have about this process, whether it's equipment that I'm using, you name it. So I guess one of the last things I'll mention here too, obviously a lot of the music that I've worked on so far is kind of specifically tailored towards the different electronic music genres, but I'm definitely open to working on other types of music as well. So if you have something that isn't necessarily just electronic music, feel free to drop me a message or send me a preview of the song, and maybe we can discuss things further. So yeah, I think that's pretty much where I'll leave things here for this video. So definitely looking forward to making some videos, maybe showing some of the stuff I've done with the Chrome Coda music so far. And again, definitely going to try to get another song from a skiff video going here soon as well, if that's more of the content while you've subscribed to the channel. So look forward to that in the future here. But otherwise, it would be an absolute pleasure, honor to me to get the opportunity to maybe do what I can to try and enhance some of your guys' music, if you're interested in having me take a listen and see what we can do together. And otherwise, I will see you guys soon in the next video. Take care.